When it comes to putting your home on the market, there are many different things to consider. One of the biggest, the price.
Yeah, the price, of course. And how do you figure out the value of your home and if it's the selling price that it should be listed at?
Well, here to answer those questions and much more, Realtor Trumm of Keller Williams Realty. Good morning.
Good to see you, Troy. Thanks for stopping in.
So there's a lot of different terms when talking about the value of a home. Can you explain those and what do they mean?
Well, there are three common values that get thrown around. First is assessed value. Now, this is the value that the county taxes you on. It's based on very general information, the size of the home, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, but it really has no relation to what a home will actually sell for.
But a lot of people think that that's how they should value their
That's
home,
true,
right?
yeah. And the second is appraised value. During a home sale, the appraiser's job is to protect the buyer and lender from overpaying for a home. And it's supposed to be an objective analysis of what the home's worth. However, prior to doing the appraisal, the appraiser is given a copy of the purchase agreement. It's a little bit like predicting the score of a football game after the game's already ended, because he knows the price that the buyer and seller agreed to.
Right.
And when refinancing a home, the appraisal is done to determine the maximum value of a home, which is generally more than what a home would sell for. And the third and most important value is market value. This is the price that would result in a sale in a reasonable amount of time. And that's what matters when it comes to pricing a home.
So when you hear people talk about comparables, right, in the neighborhood, that's a big factor. So what do you use? How do you do it when you determine the price of a home? What factors do you take into consideration and how do you do that?
Sure. Well, when I meet with a seller, first we talk about the overall market, supply, demand, the direction of the market. Then we focus more narrowly on their neighborhood. And then last, as you mentioned, comparables. We look at similar homes that have been recently on the sale and what they were priced at or what they sold for.
So what information shouldn't be considered when choosing the price of your home?
It's a great question. Often sellers want to factor in information that's not relevant to what a home will sell for. One example is maintenance expenses. For example, a seller might say they just paid $20,000 for a new roof, therefore they think their home is worth $20,000 more than what the home down the street sold for. However, a new roof doesn't raise a home's value, it just maintains the home's value. Other things that sellers might factor in are what they want or need to net from the sale, how much they paid for the home or what they owe on the home. But none of those have any bearing on what a buyer would be willing to pay for the property.
About 10 years ago, when we were looking for a home, we were moving from Lincoln to Omaha. We went into a house, and a guy was selling it by owner, and he qualified this. He says, this is going to sound weird, but this toilet's a double flush toilet. And I'm like, what? I mean, is that going to be, so is the value of the home going to be higher or what? But does a seller's reason for selling their home have any impact on what it should be priced at? And maybe somebody has to get out quick, or maybe they don't have to be out as quick. Should that determine the price?
It can have an impact. I always talk to my sellers what their reasons are for selling, why those reasons are important to them, and what their time frame is for having the home sold. If the time frame's short and the consequences of not selling within that time frame are high, then we need to start at a lower price.
Absolutely. Well, what are the different strategies to pricing a home? I mean, I've never had to do this before. I don't have a home of my own. Maybe someday. But how do you even begin this process?
Well, there are three basic strategies. One, and maybe the strategy most sellers have in mind, is to price the home high. But this can result in the home being on the market for an extended amount of time and having to reduce the price numerous times. The second is to price at what you think it would realistically sell for. And the third and least common strategy is to price the home below the market in order to create an auction effect where multiple buyers bid the price up and it sells very quickly.
So it goes higher. But here's the deal. Once a home's on the market, how do you know if it's priced right? Because there's certain things you're going to find out once you put it on the market.
Right. You get feedback from the market in a couple different ways. First, since a home that is priced right will attract buyers, the first thing I track is the number of people looking at the home. Next, we look at the feedback we get from buyers and agents after showings. Is the feedback positive? Is it negative? Are they interested in the home? How do they think the price compares to other homes that are for sale? And then finally, we keep an eye on the market. How many homes are we competing with? Is the market moving up or is it trending down? What are other similar homes selling for?
Is it good or bad to change the price that you're selling it for after it's been on the market, after you get some of this feedback? I guess, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it really comes down to having it priced right. If it goes on the market and the feedback from the market is the price is too high, then you need to adjust the price. Once you know the price is too high, there's no point in keeping it at that price.
Well, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, Troy Trumm of Keller Williams, you can head on over to the website at trummteam.com. TrummTeam.com for more information. A lot of good information today.
Yeah, well, the thing, it's just, it sometimes is hard to know exactly how to, that's why bringing in a professional to help you price your home before it goes on the market is so important. TrummTeam.com is a website you can go to, 884-4848. Troy Trumm, always great having you on the show.
Yeah,
Glad to be
absolutely.
here.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks, sir.